Hey, I'm Alex from Flux Defense.
I'm Jefferson with Snake Staff Systems.
And this is going to be an actual tips and tricks guide for lefty people. I'm lefty.
I'm also a lefty, unfortunately.
And if you clicked on this video, I'm guessing
So are
you're
you.
wrong-handed. You are in a safe place. So we have the Raider 365 and the Raider X. Both of them are intrinsically designed for right-handed use to be as fast as possible. We'll make lefties eventually. Down the line we will. But promise me, we have found ways to use these things, I mean, almost just as fast, I would say. There are some tips and tricks. You're gonna have to use your support hand quite a bit, but that is fine because the way that it is designed is still gonna be faster than most options out there, or if not all at this point. So we'll go over the Raider X and then we'll go over what he carries. First things first, I got a comment about this. Why am I wearing the Mickey Mouse ears? Because I dedicated my Peltors to this helmet and I didn't realize I don't have a good set aside from it, but they're locked in now. So I got to deal with it. You don't have to deal with it. So I carry my Raider X in a bag. That means I have to practice draws a lot of times. And the way I have my Raider set up is for me to pull out left-handed. And I did this specifically, here, I'll put the bag down. I have this built out with a charging handle. I do believe charging handle does make it way easier to use the Raider as a dedicated platform. But I do have it not on the side where you would want it as a lefty because I wrap my thumb over and I rack this way. It's just a holdover from maybe the earlier years of Flux when there weren't charging handles, but that's fine. I like it and I think it snags less in a bag. But that being said, when I pull out of the bag, I have to use my support thumb over here to eject that stock or brace. It still is very quick because of the way your hand already goes to support the system anyways. Your thumb's gonna be up there. I'll show it again. But as you pull it up, it's just right there. Clearly for right-handed people, it is the most ergonomic spot. I would say it's still in a pretty ergonomic spot as a left-handed user. So that is my draw from a bag, and that's what I use, to deploy the bracer stock. It's going to be different on a Raider 365 or the Raider 365 Ultralight.
So I carry the 365 Ultralight. That's my daily driver. I am a lefty, and so I have to modify a few things about the weapon, the holster, and my draw. So I'll kind of go through some of those things, starting with the holster. And I pass this over to you. That's really cute. So what I've done is on the QLS side, because this is the standard, this is the righty side that accepts the monoblock clips. What I've done is I've drilled my hole out, matching this spacing here, and then I take a Dremel and I file out that portion there so that the screw sits flush. And then from there, I mean, it's identical. It's just converted over for lefty. And then on the weapon itself, I've removed the deploy button. And so when the brace or the stock is folded, the holster is what keeps that in. Now, with me being a lefty, the Ultralight, the Raider system being designed primarily for righties, I've had to kind of play around with it, with the brace or the stock being against my body when I draw. And, because the beauty of the Raider system as a righty is as you draw, the brace will deploy right pretty much to where you need it. And so as a lefty, we kind of have to get a little bit creative. And so kind of in slow motion, this is what my draw looks like. So I'll clear my garment and then I will go and I'll actually pin the brace with my thumb. And as I draw up, I'll kind of turn like I'm retention shooting, and then I'll let that brace engage, and then I'll bring it up to my shoulder. And it takes some practice like any system, but I'm getting to the point where I'm decently quick with it. I have a 2-second build drill. Gonna put our money where our mouth is here in a sec, so.
Slow.
Has to be expected.
Sub 10 from the backpack, not bad.
All right, so the bag is always going to be the hardest part to defeat. That's just a whole bunch of practice. I would recommend finding some cover or concealment if you have to use a bag option.
What he said.
Shoot, ready?
We was ready and shit.
238.
One more.
Stand by. Ooh, 225.
All right. So it wasn't quite 2, but fast. I'm not a pizza boy, but it's fast.
So all in all, there's only a couple of controls after we've shown a bunch of shooting. There's really just the deployment, which I do support hand. The dual mag system is ambi. You don't have to worry about that, but when I do have to change one mag, I do definitely use my index finger and do one of these types of things. You do also have this control here. That will drop your main feeding mag, but I don't use that one as much. Let me know what you guys do if you guys use that. But really, other than dropping the slide, the brace release, and the mag change, nothing is really that different. So that's how the Raider X is.
Yeah, and for me with the ultralight, again, I have the deploy button completely removed, disengaged, so it's being retained by my holster, and then as I draw, I'm pinning that with my thumb as I'm clearing the holster, and then letting it deploy, go into the side, and then I bring it up. And as far as mag changes, typically what I do is I do operate the front paddle, and sometimes the mag will stick, so I have to pull it out with my free hand, go with my reload, and then hit my slide release over the top there.
Yeah. Fortunately, the lefty safe space comes to an end. You can go back out into the harsh right-handed world, but at least you know where to come back if you got some questions. So see you guys in the next one.